Hi everybody, welcome to Quarter Inch Seam. Happy almost 4th of July. Yahoo! Okay, are we gonna sew petals today? No. Are we gonna sew butterflies? No. We're gonna make placemats. Of course we are. So I'm gonna chat while we get this ready. All right, so my placemats are, and as soon as I give Steve the title for this video, just so you know, he's gonna say, placemats. Yes, but these are different. These are for 4th of July. So it's not the same. Okay. I had behind me, so I kind of got this a little bit ready. So this started getting it ready. Okay. I had behind me on this wall right there, go back and look at the other videos. I had this long piece of almost like a jelly roll race. And I had it up there for ages. And I think when I was originally doing it, that I ran out of this jelly roll maybe, or maybe I just lost interest in it. I don't know. I don't think I really started with the intent of it being a jelly roll race. I don't really remember. It's been a while. So it's been sitting out there, and I loved this fabric. And I'll show it to you in just a second. I love this fabric. I thought it was really, come on. Don't fight me today, please. But you have to go down. It's this. It's happy, but it's supposed to be happy 4th of July. And it's all just patriotic flowers and red, white, and blue and fireworks and just fun. And I loved it, and I've been trying to figure out, every time I pass it, I'm like, I gotta figure out something to do with that. I wasn't feeling the whole jelly roll race blanket. Quilt. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. And then today, Steve said, what are you going to do for your video? I said, let's go sew more petals. But I got in here and I sat down and I looked behind me, and lo and behold, I thought, no, today we're going to make something for tomorrow. Now, do we have plans for tomorrow? No. We're going to a little town called Mount Dora. We're just taking a drive. Easy peasy, low stress. No, we're not going to the beach because crazy people go to the beach down here on the 4th of July. It's just too busy. Even the quiet beaches that we like will be packed, and I don't want to deal with packed. All right, so the only thing I'm struggling with is so we're going to make placemats. I cut 2 pieces. So if you have some red, white, and blue fabric that you don't know what to do with, come on, go get it. Go on, go get it. Go grab it. And then let's just see if you have enough. It's not close to my phone. Okay. So, that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to make them into, so for placemats, the measurement is 14 by 19. You can use any fabric you want. You can use something that you've sewn together. Just get 14 by 19. That seems to be the best ratio. Now, if you're like me and you're really hard on them and you're not making these for, a visit from the Queen, I guess from the King, and you just throw them in the wash, once or twice a week, because I use them every night, every day for lunch, every night for dinner. You may want to go a little bit bigger. These, I think, I ended up cutting them a little bit bigger. So you may want to, because they'll shrink, obviously, it's cotton. Okay? Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, so what did you do today? So 14 by 19, cut the fabric, 14 by 19, get a piece of batting. I just use regular batting. If you're trying to use this for like a hot plate situation, or you're going to put hot stuff on it, then you may need the whatever it is that you get for hot stuff. I haven't bought it yet. Anyway, I don't have it. I just use regular batting. So Steve was gone early this morning. I got a little bit of work done, some emails, a couple of phone calls, and then I was like, you know what? We're going to go and run some errands. So Minnie and I went to the DMV. And I would highly advise that if you're going to go to the DMV, go the day after. They were closed yesterday because they had no internet all day, so they had to close. And so where did everybody go today? To the DMV. Everybody from yesterday, everybody from today. So it was a little crazy. So Minnie and I ran errands. Okay, now your first piece, you're going to put face up. Right? Face up. Then batting. And like this. Reach in, pull it around. It's going to go in there. So yes. Okay. So take your first piece of fabric, whatever your one side is. Okay. Lay it down. We're going to have to trim this up. So we're going to have to make some more space. Oy. So we did that. We I had to go to UPS and drop stuff off there. Joy. Then now I'm going to trim this up a little bit because it's not quite squared up. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. So we did that. We did hello Angela, pay attention to where your markers are. We did the DMV thing. Did the had to go to Walmart. Grab a few things. Oh! That was the other reason I went to Walmart. So, I don't know. I don't know if y'all, if your store has this stuff, but mine does. So, I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time, and it's just not going very well, obviously. The fabric I'm using for the background on this Petals quilt, I decided on it and chose it late one night. I had realized that I didn't have a background fabric, and you really can't obviously start without a background fabric. So I And I think it was over a weekend. I don't remember exactly. But let's square this one up too. So what did we do here? Now this one is a little bit bigger than normal. 19 by 19 by 15. So mine is a little bit bigger this time. So let's go here. Let's get you like that. Like this. I need to fix that. Got a little weird little thing there going on. Hold on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, we're gonna have to trim this other one a little bit. Because this piece is not quite, it's just not quite. It's riveting YouTube TV, isn't it? All right, let's trim a little bit more off this side. Let's just go to that. Okay, problem solved. Okay. So we did that stuff. Oh, the fabric. So I chose the background color fabric because on one of my lives, my dear sweet Madeline up in New Jersey had said, you know what you should do is 2, 3, 4. Is she said you should, because of these wild fabrics, you should do like a blue or a lavender or, you know, I was going to do white or cream. I was going to be really creative and use cream. But I didn't. I listened to Madeline. Okay, so now we've got these set up correctly, cut correctly, the same size, front and the back. And now we're going to put our second piece of fabric on top of that. And if you have text like mine, make sure you've got all your text going the right way. So they should be going the same way. Okay? Okay? And this piece is too big. Okay. It's okay. I'm going to trim a little bit more off this one. Even though I said that I was kind of making these a little bit bigger than normal, they're going to end up not being, they're going to end up being the same size as normal. Oh well, who cares? Okay, so now I have my two pieces of fabric right sides together, okay? I laid them down right sides together. Can you see that? Now I'm going to take my batting and I'm going to lay my two pieces on my batting. Okay. I'm going to pin them. Well, actually, I'm not going to pin them because I'm tired of stabbing my fingers. So I'm not going to pin them. Let's get the sewing machine on. Okay, so Angela spit out the story already. Okay, so the fabric I chose, I wanted to get it the next day. And for whatever reason, I ended up going on to Walmart's website, and they have this line called Waverly. Now, do I know if it's a really great line or not? No. Is it a decent line? It absolutely is. And the beauty of it is they have a whole mess of styles, patterns, stuff that goes together, that complements each other, a whole lot of solids, and you can buy the solids in a 1 yard, a 2 yard, or a 3 yard increment. And the pricing is pretty fantastic. So would I use it for all my stuff? No. Would I use it for a lot of my stuff or a lot of my projects? Yeah, I would. I said it. So the background for my quilt, for my petals, the background squares are by Waverly Provence Blue. Now, so I went and got that with Minnie today. We went and did that. And then we finally came home. We were errand out. Okay. I have one more errand to run after this, one more phone call to make, and then I'm clocking out for the day. I'm done. A good week. Gonna have another great week next week, and which I needed. And that's it. I'm done. Done. Programming note, I'm probably not going to, I'll put out something tomorrow, but it's probably not going to be a long video. And then I'll be back on Saturday, sewing petals. All right, now you have your 2 pieces of fabric and your piece of backing. I sew on the backing side. I don't know that it matters. And we're going to flip this over, so I'm not going to put a binding on it. Once we sew it, we're just going to flip it around. Okay. Don't forget, when you're sewing, you got to leave a gap, 6 or 8 inches, so you can stick your hand in there and pull it around. I think these are going to be fun. Do you need placemats for the 4th of July? Are you at a barbecue? No, probably not. Are they cute on your counter as 4th of July decor? Celebrating our country's birthday? Well, celebrating our country's independence? Yeah, you do. Yep, you do. I do. Okay, let's go to the sewing machine. It is quite a lovely day here today. All right, I'm going to start on the long end so that I can, why is the needle down? And I usually do more generous 1/4 inch seam on these. So I err on the side of it being a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch. Okay, you can do as you like. Okay, ready? Okay, close your eyes. Can you still see me? I'll bring you closer. Oh, there, that's better. Hi. Did you get your fabric? Did you get your Americana t-shirt on? Running out of time, go to the store. Okay, here we go. Oh, you probably want to backstitch there. Did you hear that? And then about, I don't know, ½ inch from the end, lift your needle up. I mean, lift your presser foot up. Don't lift your needle. Lift your presser foot up. I gotta trim this because I can't see what I'm doing. Here. And turn your fabric, and now you're gonna go down the side. Oh, sorry. I wondered who was shaking there. What's that shaking? Minnie and I had chicken McNuggets picnic in the car today. So I'll just sit and watch people go by. I ended up eating most of the chicken McNuggets. That was a happy and healthy lunch. The one thing I'm very pleased with Minnie, and thank you for all your kind words about Minnie from last night's live. Last night's live was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I came out of my sewing room and Steve said, "How did it go?" And I said, "Oh my God, it was such a blast." Such a blast with you guys. If you haven't been on one of our lives, YouTube live on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern and on Sunday morning at 11:30 Eastern, so you'll have to adjust for your time frame. But you don't want to forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell, and then it will remind you of stuff like that. Like when we're live. It's a hoot. For all of you Southerners, and the only reason I say that is because they are a Southern animal, we have always known this. Well, we figured it out the first year that we were here, and that is that we have, back up a little bit there. Armadillos. Yes, I'm sure they're armadillos. Yes, they are somewhat native to the southern states. So, like Texas, Louisiana, I think Georgia gets them. Florida definitely gets them. This little southern region, we have all the weird animals. Anyway, they used to come up to our front garden. It's just flowers and plants, and we would come out in the morning, like to take Minnie out, and there would be all these little burrowed holes in the mulch. And Steve was like, "Oh, that's from these ibis birds that I am in love with, or they're from the squirrels or whatever." And I was like, "I think they're from these armadillos." So we researched it, and yeah, they're little. They take a little weird snouty thing, and they drill down in to find bugs. But they're supposedly nocturnal animals. And now these are not big. They're yay big. They're about the size of like a gopher. No, they're about the size of like a very small raccoon, like a baby raccoon. They're not big. They're yay big. They look like they're 12 inches or so. And they have this really cool shell. And supposedly, or what we've been told or learned or whatever, is that they're nocturnal. So they come out at night. How do I know this also to be a valid point? One, because we've seen him on the Ring camera, and two, because one night Steve thought he had dropped his key in the backyard, and we didn't realize it until about 10 o'clock at night. We went into the backyard. When I say we, I mean I went into the backyard to look for the key in the wet grass, and just about wet my pants when out from underneath one of the hedge bushes came this little armadillo sniffing around looking for food. But in the last 2 weeks, we have seen these two relatively small ones. I don't know if they're boys or girls or babies. I have no idea. Out in the middle of the day. And we throw... Don't take your hands off the keyboard. Around our bushes that we have these big bushes that line like 3 sides of our property. We, down around the bottom, not the whole thing, not the whole property, but, you know, a few feet here, a few feet there, we throw down birdseed that has like corn in it. One, because we have an amazing amount of different birds that are in our yard, but also because there's bunnies out there, there's squirrels out there, and I don't want them to be hungry. Does it maybe draw other things? Maybe. But I don't want the bunnies to be hungry. And we don't have a varmint problem. Like, we don't have any pests, you know, like no, we don't have any of that. We don't have any snakes. We get the occasional garden snake, maybe 2 a year. So I'm not that concerned about it. And I know that the armadillos are coming out during the day because we see them under the bushes eating the corn. Apparently they think they've died and gone to heaven. But here's my question. Why are they out during the day? I thought they weren't supposed to be out during the day. I thought they were only supposed to be out at night. And so then somebody said to us, maybe they're out because they're sick. Now, we don't go up to them or anything like that. And I don't let... You know, Minnie likes to go out in the afternoon or in the early evening, and if she sees a bunny, she'll chase the bunny. She doesn't catch the bunnies, you know, or she'll chase the squirrels, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't let her chase these because what I've read is that they're not aggressive. They will, if they feel threatened, you know, they will kind of, I don't know, fight back, I guess. But that they're not gonna like come after Minnie. But I don't want them to, you know, fight back with her. The bunnies and the squirrels just run away. Anyway. So do I need to be worried about these armadillos? Are they sick? Are they just realizing that they have found the honey hole at the Houston's house in the birdseed with corn? I'm not going to stop throwing the food down. So if that's your suggestion, type on. However, are they sick? Does that mean that they're sick? You want a weird fact? Something else I read? Armadillos are one of the few animals that carries whatever the bacteria or whatever, they're carriers for the germ or the bacteria that causes leprosy. There you go. Now you know. I told you. Listen, I told you. You're probably not going to learn much about quilting, and there's a good chance you're going to learn a whole lot of other information that you really didn't want clogging up your brain. But, well. I warned you. Okay, now you have it off your machine. Now, just trim off the edges a little bit. Okay, now, The next thing you're going to do is you're going to find your little poker outer tool. Okay, I got this one from Missouri Star. You can use a toothpick. You can use the handle of a spoon. You can use whatever you'd like. Now, when I use a poker outer thing, I inevitably poke right through it and cause a hole. So, be gentle. Just be gentle. God, so rough. God, it's just a placemat. You don't have to poke it out that hard. Okay, we're almost done. All right, so go in with your little poker outer tool. Okay, poke out the corners. This is gonna be cute. I'm gonna do two, but I'm just gonna do one with you. And they're gonna go on my table. If I had thought this out and not just thought about it when I walked in here today, I would have made the two placemats for my counter, and then I would have made a bigger one, like a table topper, a giant placemat. At the holidays, oh yeah, I did quite a few giant placemats. I love it. I get a little carried away with this thing. You know why? Because look at this. You know, if I hadn't been yapping, I'd have been done probably 15 minutes ago. How stinking cute is that? How cute is that? To go on your table? Oh my gosh. It's adorable. You could, okay, if you were going on a picnic or something tomorrow, or you were going to go out to an event, you know, we're having these events where you take food and you sit in the grass or whatever, and then you watch the fireworks and you have dinner or whatever. You could you could make these a little bit bigger, or you could just, you know, you could lay this out so people had someplace to put their plate so they don't have to put it on the blanket or on the grass or whatever, or put this so you can put the food on it. I think it's a fabulous idea. Okay, I'm just going to, pardon my back for just a second, but I'm just going to, this is the last step. You have this hole, you know, where you where you went through, where you flipped it around. So this is how you're going to close it up. You're going to fold it in, just fold it over, fold it in on each other, fold it in like a little envelope. Now, I like to press it down. Okay. And then while I'm at it, I like to press down all the way around and kind of make it lay nice and flat. Because you're going to sew a top stitch on the whole thing all the way around. Okay, so get it worked out with your fingernails there so that it lays down nice and flat and smooth. Okay. Oh, I finished by Nita Prose. I finished The Maid's Secret. Fantastic. Fantastic. I really like her books. I really, really, really like her books. They're a cozy little mystery. Now, I'm going to add something in that's going to be controversial. So, and this is not a political statement. Okay? But I happened, which I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay? Because I always am. Sometimes probably to a fault. All right. We're just going to sew right along the edge. Just tiny on the edge. Okay? Now, the way I do that is I set the edge of my presser foot on the edge of my fabric, which for me, that means that the needle is at about 1/4 of an inch. It's 1/4 of an inch. Now, I put my needle down, and then I bump my needle over. pretty close, because then I have the whole use of the presser foot holding my fabric straight, and I know that I'm keeping it straight because I'm keeping the edge of my presser foot along the edge of my fabric, but I'm sewing way closer to the edge of the fabric so that I just have that nice, real nice, clean top stitch. Ready? Okay, here we go. I happened to watch part of an interview with Nita Prose, and you should know this about me. I'm not going to make any political statement here at all whatsoever. But, because we don't do that here. Who has time for that? But, there are lots and lots of authors, some movie stars. I've never been a big movie star person, you know, where I follow people, or I'm really obsessed with like what so-and-so is wearing, or, you know, what the Kardashians did, or any of that stuff. No, I'm not throwing shade on the Kardashians. I don't care about the Kardashians. Anyway. In recent years, Steve and I have taken to, if there's an actor or an actress or an author that we really, really, really like what they produce, whether it's a show, a TV show, or a movie, or a book that they write, if we really, really like what they do for a living, I steer away from watching a lot of interviews. I don't watch the podcasts. I don't watch the stuff on TV. I don't read a lot of the articles about them, because that stuff, especially nowadays, tends to go into their politics. And are you ready? Here it comes. I don't care what their politics are. They're actors and actresses, and I don't feel like they have earned the right or my respect to, I don't know if it's preach to me, or act like they know more than I do, or act like they should be able to tell me. And so I don't look. Because oftentimes in the past when I have, sometimes it's disappointing. Now, I don't care what your political, I don't care. Don't care. So don't go down that path. But I make a pretty conscious, concerted effort not to, or to avoid finding out, because my interest in that person is what they produce, what they pretend, you know, they play pretend for a living as if they're an actor or an actress. That's what they do. It's the world of make-believe, right? So I just don't. That's my personal opinion. You can do what you want. We're all just sewers here. Anyway, I almost forgot why I started telling you that. Nita Prose. So Nita Prose wrote the Maid series. There's 3 or 4 books in it now, which I love. They're very cozy mysteries, and they're great. There's not any smut in them. There's not any foul language. I don't think not that I ever recall. I just really enjoy them. It's the kind of a book that is an escape. I feel the same way about the Thursday Murder Club books by Richard Osman. Same thing. You get to escape. You get to delve into a world. Anyway, I saw the beginnings. I was curious where she lived. Canada, I think, or she's Canadian. and I started to watch the beginnings of a podcast or an interview with her, and then I turned it off because I wanted what my point is that I think that there's supposed to be a little bit of an underlying message in some of her books. Basically, a little bit of an underlying socioeconomic message, maybe, is a good way to put it. And I'll tell you right now, I, for the most part, never even paid attention to the fact that she was probably trying to make a point. So my point is that if you read those books and you were totally into that socioeconomic message or whatever, that wasn't why I read the books. It's not why I continue to read the books, and it's not why I like the books. Okay. Did it feel like it took a long time for me to get there? Yeah, I know. Okay, guess what? Gosh, this is a long video. We are done. Now, you could go back if you wanted to create a little more stability or whatever and do like a stitch in the ditch thing, because on mine, they were 2.5-inch strips, so it was like a jelly roll thing. So I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm going to go and surprise Steve and put these out for dinner tonight. Okay, so there is your 4th of July placemat. There's the other side. Is that cool? I really like these. Oh, I'm so happy I decided to do these. Okay. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a fabulous morning tomorrow. I'll see you at some point tomorrow. Have a fun, celebratory, exciting reminder that we live in a fantastic country, and tomorrow is a great way for us to celebrate her birthday. So, with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And, what else? I know, only a 1/4 inch seam. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.